to use the Navisworks flow into Sage, I just wanted to show the setup process first. So the first thing you really need to do is go into Sage and create a new estimate. So I'm going to go in here and go ahead and get that started. I'll just call this estimation and just assume that everything else there is probably okay for the path. Click OK. And then you can put in any of this estimate information that you'd like. I'm just going to click OK to call that done. And at this point, you can now just exit Sage completely. Okay, then we'd open up Navisworks here, and I'm going to go find a project that I've previously done. So I'm just going to click here on this. And I've moved some files around, so I can't find the file, so that's okay. So I'm just going to ignore that. But what that does is load up some stuff in the background for me that I'll show you in just a minute. Now I'm going to go append, and I'm going to go find the file that I want to use. So I need to switch this to an NWC file. And here's the file that I want to use that I exported from Revit. Click open, and it brings the file in for me. Now, the advantage of using the kind of a template Revit file is under the property mapping. So right here it has some of the fields that I mapped last time that I'm going to reuse. So it brings the fields so they're usable. There's one other field that I want to add, so I'm going to come here and just say I want to go into field description 2. I want to go here off of item, and I want to bring in the layer information. Now the layer information is essentially bringing in which level the object is hosted on. So click there. Now this is the old quantification workbook, so I'm just going to delete that because I don't need it. And now I come here to the quantification workbook, and I take the file here and just drag the whole tree down here, and that's going to hurry and do kind of prepping all the data to be used in the bridge product to send it over to Sage. Now before I can send it to Sage, I got to go ahead and create a bridge. But before I can do that, I got to come here and just save the file. So I'm going to just save this file, and oops, I should have done a save as. Let's do a save as instead. And we'll just call this estimation. And keep track of which one is the structural versus all the others that we're going to do. So now that's set up. Now I come here to the e-takeoff tab or ribbon. And from here, I can then go to Start Bridge. It's going to go ahead and start the bridge application for me, which is kind of the connection between Navisworks and Sage. So I say, yes, I do want to create a new bridge. Okay, so I'm going to call this estimation structural. I won't worry about the typing if you won't. Now right here, I can actually assign different mappings that we're going to use based upon the designer. So if one designer calls it one thing and a different designer calls it something else, I can save my mappings per the designer. Then right here, it wants me to say what estimate I want to use. So look here, and there's that estimate that we created just a minute ago inside of Sage. So it knows where to dump all the information, and then it goes from the Navisworks source. Going to click OK, and that then ties into my Sage database. So basically, I'm going to drag stuff from Navis over here to Sage, and I'll show you that workflow in a minute. But that is the setup process that you need to go through.